Welcome to Real Vermont News. I'm Bob Frenier here to say somebody's finally looking into things. Today, we're looking into Governor Scott's approval of legislation that takes the first step toward Bernie Sanders' dream of wholesale re-importation of U.S. prescription drugs from Canada into Vermont at cheaper prices than are available here. Sponsors of the legislation claim it would reduce the cost of drugs and be another first-in-the-nation achievement for Vermont's progressive liberals. But they were wrong about that and everything else about this program. Here's correspondent Meg Hansen with details.
Thanks, Bob. Vermont did not pioneer drug re-imports from Canada. Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, currently in prison for corruption, launched the first drug re-importation program in 2004. Vermont joined that effort along with 2 other states. They worked out a deal with a middleman known as a pharmacy benefit manager in Canada to buy drugs at artificially lowered Canadian prices. However, no efforts to ensure safety of the imported drugs were taken.
Isn't drug safety the main reason federal law prohibits drug re-importation? And don't the feds routinely seize cross-border pharmaceutical shipments?
That's correct. At a White House Rose Garden speech in May that I had the privilege of attending, the current Federal Health and Human Services Secretary was adamant that bringing artificially price-controlled drugs from Canada or elsewhere into the U.S. is too risky, and the lack of safeguards paves the way for a public health disaster. Judging by this policy position, it's almost guaranteed that the feds will sue Vermont for any wholesale re-importation of prescription drugs from Canada.
Ironically, Vermont's new law requires federal approval, and by July 2019. Looks like that ain't gonna happen. Let's also keep in mind that the only reason that Canadians can buy drugs from American drug companies cheaper than Americans can buy them is that the Canadians buy in bulk for the whole nation, and we end up paying a price that reflects all the research and testing needed to bring the drugs to market safely. So, why would American drug companies let the Canadians steal the very customers who subsidize that research and development? And why would the Canadian government sit back and watch their sweetheart deal unravel?
You are right. It makes no economic sense. And despite Vermont Senator Claire Ayres' dismissal of the safety hazards as baloney, past drug re-importation schemes from Canada were frequently co-opted by large-scale counterfeit drug operations peddling expired, subpotent, contaminated, or fake products.
So, if you think Vermont's legislature should take more practical steps to reduce your prescription drug prices, just like this video, click your Facebook share icon so you can share this story with all of your friends. Then contact anyone you know running for state office and your current state representatives and senators on contactyourrep.net and tell them, stop pretending you have solved the problem of high prescription drug prices. And that's all the Real Vermont news we have time for. A lot more happened, and we'll be looking into all of it.